Before I, oh damn, my whole shit. Am I good?
Yeah, you good.
Oh man, I was finna spit my whole pause and my whole screen went dark for a second, bro. Like, what happened?
Yeah,
Okay,
you
I'm good, man. Ross and Risky Tuesday night. My fault, y'all. I don't know. I thought they got me again, man. Them people been on me tough, Ross. They shut down my other computer, got my other one here. Let's get it, man. We playing I'm playing hurt right now with my setup, but we're gonna make it do what it do, man. We're gonna talk about 2026 Hall of Fame class. We'll also get into in the NBA. We'll also get into a little NFL, some preseason, see what's going on over there. Let's check this top 100 list, see where they are. What's good over there in Florida, Ross? What's popping?
what's good, man? Chilling, chilling. We getting rain every day. Regular. Kids back to school, everything getting back going. We good, man. I
See,
see
man,
you got your A-Leaf on. Yeah, I peeped you.
I'm putting on for the city, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know they on your ass in Houston. Yeah, yeah. He had, what I'm saying? Houston be tapping in, so they got
Hey,
my.
man, Houston, know I love the city, man.
Hey, is this like how they had Justin Bieber singing when he was in the hood? You know what I'm saying? Shout out Neon. I just saw a clip. They got Neon lifting weights in Cali. They say the homies done made him lift weights. He want to come to the hood. You know what I'm saying? Houston, did you get a call to maybe put on the Houston gear or what's going on?
Nah, man. I always
You don't even like the Texans.
I do like the Texans. I told you, I thought we had a chance to build something. I will say, let me go deviate for a second. I will say this though, based on what I've seen, my God, am I happy that they did not listen to me and draft Marvin Harrison Jr. Lord have mercy, because I said they should tank. Let's get Marvin Harrison Jr. We
Oh,
got
yeah.
a star. I don't know what's wrong. Listen, God bless him. I hope the kid figures it out. But bro, even in camp again right now, I don't know what it is,
But
bro.
if you remember, and we ain't got to go in on them, but his dad was who his dad was, but it was a lot going on with his dad. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we know about the Belgium made yeah, he was he
So I'm not putting none of, obviously they don't have nothing to do with the son, but I'm saying, sometimes them second generation kids, when you grew up kind of rich, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't have the bounce back. I just think maybe with all the headlines and all the pressure that he's kind of put, faced with to live up to, I just don't know how much of a dog he really is to fight through that. I think it's mental now. But yeah.
yeah, because like to your point, everything is his upbringing was solid. High school, I'm sure that was easy. He went to Ohio State and did his thing over there. Like it was always, you know what I'm saying. And now for the first time, you got some real resistance. Is not going your way. Now some of that I do think, and no disrespect, but some of that I think was Kyler Murray was his quarterback, right? But even with him gone now, when I see you starting camp, I'm like, you know.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hopefully he has a solid year though, man.
Shout out Harrison, man.
But shout out Harrison, dog. Yeah, real talk. I'm with you on that. Shout out Marvin Harrison. All right, let's go. Make sure my volume straight. Um, let's go, man. Let's talk about this Hall of Fame class 2026. Let's run through the whole class. Pause. Let's list the whole class first. So they put in. I don't know. Maybe this the most. I mean, obviously they put in an entire team. But I'm saying the most women that have gone in at one time. Not like I'm counting the Olympic team as one, but they had how many women? So the Olympic team, uh, Candace Della, what you say name Della Don, and did Shamika go in whole squad?
Let me see. I'm pulling it out right now. Basketball. I had the list up. Let me see who we had.
Yeah, they had Candace Parker, Elena Della Don, Shamika whole squad, and the '96 team. Now look, I'm not a huge fan of the NBA or the the basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of it just because it encompasses, if I'm not mistaken, it encompasses like everything, right? So if you like, it encompasses if you did anything you did overseas, college, as well, and then your pro career. So it
Right.
encompasses a lot. But
Okay.
yeah,
And yeah. So who you disagree with?
so for me, it was so here's my gripe with it. And I hate to always keep using WWE analogies, but who's your headliner? Like who's the name that's gonna if this was gonna be something that was like open to the public, who was gonna like be the person to like pack the arena out? No
So what
disrespect to anybody.
I'm reading and what it said is it honored the women. So this was one where, like you said, is more women than normal. I would say Candace Parker.
I mean, shout out to Candace. Listen, Candace is one of the greatest players in the history of women's basketball.
I would say Candace. Like if there was one name that sat above all the rest of these names,
But
I would
I'm
say
saying though, like what
Candace
she
and
don't.
Deladon. Deladon was like that too, though.
So I'm not disagreeing, but I'm just saying though, like think about it like this. Let's stay with the women analogy, right? Clarissa Shields just put 18,000 in an arena up in Atlanta, right? Fighting somebody that nobody had ever heard of, right? Clarissa Shields put 18,000 in there to come see her. I'm
Right.
just saying, in this group, like who's the headliner that if this was open to the public, they had a big arena. Maybe I'm wrong, and again, I got a lot of respect for Candace Parker. She shouldn't have won the McDonald's dunk contest, but you know, she was a girl that was dunking at the time in high school, so that was dope. Seeing her just do her dunks. I'm just saying, like typically, like the WWE, for example, what they do is they have one person who they know is like a headliner. We got a bunch of Hall of Famers, and then at the top of the list, we're gonna have Rey Mysterio,
Yeah, but
the Undertaker. Like,
I'm looking even for some of these other ones, like more recently when you really look at these Hall of Fames. Yeah, it's been some years where I would say it was a little worse than this. I mean, not to disrespect nobody. And then, like last year, who would have been the headliner? Carmelo Anthony. It was Carmelo.
yes, we're talking about yeah.
I'm saying Candace Parker and Carmelo Anthony. I mean,
See, now we're talking. So
shout out
what?
Melo, and we're men, so we're more Melo fans. But I'm saying, as far as when it comes to for the game of basketball, I feel like it's kind of hand in hand.
See, me, I would say that if that was something open to the public, Melo would have got a ton of love. I think he would have packed that joint out.
So you saying Candace ain't packing it out?
I'm not saying necessarily even Kansas.
Candace, what she talk on TV, she talk on TV. So now she's like in a whole nother realm. And then as far as for the women, like you saying, what Candace means. I mean, we talked about it even as far as like it's a lot of pretty girls out there playing basketball now.
Mm-hmm.
Candace at Tennessee, like that was something, you know what I'm saying? And then her to go and win, like I'm looking at her accolades, she got hella accolades. Like I think Candace might be that.
I agree with you that with this group, Candace was the headliner. Now, here's the issue. One issue I have with this group is she's not even in my picture right now. She's at the bottom of the picture, so I'm guilty of it too, but not like them. But I feel like they didn't celebrate, and I know why, because she's had some off the court things over the last couple of years. But my second favorite woman's player growing up, Shamiqua Holdsclaw, didn't get like no love, and Shamiqua Holdsclaw was an animal at Tennessee when like there was some void in like really good women's basketball players. Shamiqua Holdsclaw was the absolute truth at Tennessee.
Yeah, see, you a little bit more on game than me. I don't know much about her. I'm looking at her numbers. She's the truth.
Yeah, Shamiqua Holdsclaw was the business, bro. But like in the last couple of years, she's had like some domestic stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of little stuff going on. So I think they didn't probably want to, really. And I think probably that's what kept her out of the Hall for so long. Because there's no reason she shouldn't have been in the Hall. She's been retired for a long time.
Right. Yeah, I'm looking. And like, okay, Deladon's legit. I'm looking at her. She went off.
Deladon was great. I think didn't she have like some injuries though, right? I think they kind of sidelined her too. I believe it was
2 MVPs, won a ring, scoring champ. 5 All NBAs.
And for the record, everybody, well,
she do a lot.
All the women that were honored were deserving. The men, I'm gonna have some different takes on that, but the women were well deserved. I have no problem. I just thought that I was just like, man, and again, I like Candace Parker. I actually got to see. I was in Chicago when her team did. They did take me out to the ball game. I was at a Cubs game. I was in college at a Cubs game when her high school team had just won.
Remember, yeah.
Yeah, they came up and they did take me out to the ball game. I was like, she literally walked right past us. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't know who she was at the time, but she was, my homie always telling me he fumbled that bag because she was trying to give a bunch of rhythm up, and he was like, man, she in high school. I was like, yo, she a senior. I think we was like sophomores in college. It wasn't like we was, in graduate school, but he wasn't trying to see what was popping. Like 2 weeks later, we see an All-American game. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. But she was great for the game. Candace Parker was. Deladon was great for the game. I love Shamika Holdsclaw. That 96 women's team that went in was just, I mean, bro, it was, it was unbelievable because I think that was the Atlanta. Is that Atlanta? I think 96 is the Atlanta Olympics, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Atlanta. Yes, it was so dope, bro. Like they were everywhere. That women's team. They made an appearance on the Martin TV show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like so that particular team, if we're being honest, Ross, in my opinion, argue with your mama, that 96 women's Olympic team is probably the most important team in women's basketball history.
Yeah.
Because on that national global stage for the Olympics, they just destroyed it. It'll be what? Let me pull up the scores. What were the scores? Go ahead, take off. I'm gonna pull up the scores though. What's your take on like the women? So I agree that Candace is the headliner.
Yeah, and then you got Deladon, Shamika, and then like you're saying, that team. I'm looking at some of the other ones here recently. They've been doing the women and kind of incorporating them, but yeah, it was a lot of years where it wasn't too many women. So I feel it. I feel it. I like what they're doing. Now I'm gonna wait till you.
Hold on, let me pull up. Let me see if I can find the results.
Yeah, I got some smoke.
Okay, let me see if I can find Summer Olympics 1996. They went 8-0. I just want to see the scores because I know they were beating the hell out of people. I just want to see the U.S. team, bro. Let me see what we got. They beat Brazil 111-87 in the gold medal game, and I think that was by far their closest game. Let me see if I can find it.
I got it pulled up right here.
Yeah, you got it? Yeah, what were some of those scores, bro? Dang, I thought I had it too. My bad, y'all. I thought I had it, man. I thought I was ready to rock, and it wasn't even here. Pause. So that team, I mean, you talk about. Go ahead.
I got the team. Let me see scheduling results right here. 96.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they played Cuba. They beat them 101-84. They played Ukraine, beat them 98-65. Played Congo, beat them 107-47. Beat Australia 96-79. Beat South Korea 105-64. Beat Japan 108-93. Beat Australia 93-71. And beat Brazil 111-87. So yeah, that was perfect 8-0. And they average margin of victory had to be at least 20.
Yeah, I mean it was and a lot of those games it could have gotten worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking at that roster. that roster is crazy. So
and hold on, let me just put this in there. That's also, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's the first year of the WNBA is 96. I think that's also why it was a big deal because we
okay.
celebrating 30 years of the W right this year. So that was, the start of the W. So this is like, a huge thing for them to be, because all those women, before the women had to go play overseas in all these different countries.
Yeah. So you got Lisa Leslie, Katrina McClain, Cheryl Swoops, Ruthie Bolton Holyfield, Nikki McCray, Teresa Edwards, Venus Lacey, Jennifer Azzi, Dawn Staley, Rebecca Lobo, Carla McGee, and Katie Stead. So yeah, they had dogs. Yeah, shout out the women.
Yeah, that was a standard bearing team of like, yo, we just started this league and now we finna, we're gonna go out here on a global stage and we're gonna put on the show. And that was the other part of it was it wasn't enough for them to just win. They were trying to literally justify why we need a league. Right. So they had to do it with some flair and they had to, you know what I mean? Because they was like, this is what you're gonna be seeing in this league. So
Lisa Leslie was killing.
Yeah, man.
She was killing. Yeah. Shout out to Lisa. Katrina McClain was killing. Cheryl Swoops, of course. Ruthie Bolton, I didn't know she was like that.
Yeah, so when you said Ruthie, I was like, Ruthie was a beast. Yeah, Ruthie could hoop.
Shooting that bit.
Yeah, Ruthie could hoop.
Shot 45 from 3.
Yeah, they had some ball. And look, when you got a point guard like Dawn Staley is a old school point guard.
Yeah, because Dawn ain't even really averaged that much, but she was passing the ball.
Yeah, we ain't. Dawn might have
4 points.
Yeah, we ain't. She's but she's gonna control the game. She's gonna make sure that if Ruthie hot, she keep getting the ball. If Cheryl coming off that screen with a curl and she open, she gonna get it. Like, she's an old school type point guard like that. So I love that 96 team, man. I love that 96.
Dawn didn't miss a 3. That's crazy.
Yeah, Dawn Staley think for Olympic play, she did exactly what Jason Kidd would do for the men in Olympic play.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Remember how Jason Kidd was just kind of like, bro, to this day, the one thing, like, if you want to give some LeBron hate, LeBron messed up one of the greatest lob passes of all time from Jason Kidd, bro.
Jason Kidd, yeah.
That one he throws it off the glass. It's like nobody even knows what LeBron is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, what the hell's going on? It's such a great pass, bro. Like, that's why I don't compare. Somebody was trying to hate on him the other day on Jason Kidd. Somebody said Jason Kidd almost won an MVP. And he was averaging Ben Simmons numbers. And they didn't understand the difference, right? In those numbers in 90, whatever, or in 2001 or whatever it was that he was averaging that versus today. You know what I'm saying? Like that 17, 11, and 8 that he was averaging was a hard 17, 11, and 8. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like it was
I remember Jason Kidd getting traded to the Nets. And next thing the Nets are going to the finals. I was a Magic fan. I'm like, nah, this is nice.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, like that's the impact though, right? Because he was once you saw it, like his points led to finals appearances.
Exactly. I remember.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and I hate to bring up Ben Simmons because Ben Simmons had some whole other stuff going on with him, but he could have been, he had a shot at being really, really one of them ones. And he might do a documentary at some point about what happened. It's going to probably be, the documentary should probably be an image of that Kawhi Leonard shot, because that changed pretty much everybody's career. That Kawhi Leonard shot.
That Kawhi shot, and then you know the play, but that Kawhi shot really for Philly is when he wouldn't go up on Trae Young. It was a wrap.
Oh yeah.
It was that was literally the goodbye.
That was pretty much the nail in the coffin. Yeah.
Yeah, like you won't go up on Trae Young. Yeah. Oh yeah, okay, we gotta get you out here. You're 6'10". Yeah. You're 6'10".
At that point, though, he was already starting to show signs that maybe he was already in his own brain. You know what I'm saying? Too much.
Yeah.
But that Kawhi shot, bro, like that 90% of the time that shot don't go in, fam.
No, I put it like this. If LeBron and them, let's say if they don't win in Philly, that Kawhi shot for Philly is like will always be the dang, we weren't able to win because of this happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like now if LeBron and them win, okay, you can forget about it. But even if LeBron and them win, it's still that Kawhi shot. Like that
Bro,
was
they still in New York. They just won a chip, but before then they were still talking about when my man I can't remember his name.
Missed the layup.
When Patrick Ewing missed the layup, yeah, they were still talking about that. And to like 30 years later, like he missed that layup. You know
right.
Like some of these plays they live on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they kind of become legend as you know things don't turn around. Like the Buffalo Bills, you know, going to. I still think it's probably one of the greatest feats in sports with them going to 4 straight Super Bowls. I know they didn't win any of them, but knowing how difficult it is in football, how like every year like teams can flip and switch, and you know what I'm saying, like the fact that they went to 4 straight Super Bowls is insane. And it's almost, no disrespect to them, but it seems like damn near impossible, Ross, that you would lose all 4 Super Bowls. Like you would have got one of them, you couldn't get one.
And what a lot of them come down to missed kicks and stuff like that.
One of them came down to a missed, because I think the first one I think was a missed field goal, and it's like, you know how they go with those field goals, bro. Like Brady's career is totally different if Adam Vinatieri isn't the kicker, or if Adam Vinatieri misses a kick. It's like, you know what I mean? Like all of it is different.
Because you know I'm Baltimore, so for the longest we lived on being able to rely on Justin Tucker. And then the first year you don't have Justin Tucker. Last year we lose by missing a 40-yard chip shot. You know
like think about what's my dude's name?
Phillip Rivers.
Oh, Phillip Rivers.
I always miss field goals.
Phillip Rivers, yeah. Dan Marino. You know what I'm saying? Like in the Dolphins, like some of these teams, bro, is like one play kind of defines them for a long period of time. It's like, dog, that one play, because you know it changes. Like we watched the Warriors, and we're gonna get back to this Hall of Fame, but we watched the Warriors win their first chip when nobody was expecting them to win, right? Nobody had them winning a chip. They had a decent season, but nothing where you thought they were going to win the chip going into the playoffs. They win the chip, Ross, and they get so much confidence from that. They go 73-9 the next season. Like people underestimate what like winning like that extra oof that winning gives you. You know what I'm saying? That extra swag, that extra, you know what I mean? Like we didn't won one now. You know what I'm saying? Like here we, you know what I mean? Like so it's important. It's important. But okay, shout out to the women though, man. Shamiqua Holdsclaw, again, bro, I think that she had to wait a while because they probably wanted to put her in a couple of years prior. And with all the off the, you know, it wasn't about on the court, obviously, because her numbers are ridiculous. How many did she win? A couple of natties?
I gotta pull it up. Let me see.
Yeah. What did she do at Tennessee, dog? I know she's a 4-time All-American. She got to be.
Oh, see, I got her. See her college basketball. Wow. Okay. 4-time AP All-American.
Yeah.
Wow. 2-time AP Player of the Year. Damn, she got a lot. 2-time Naismith Award, 2-time Honda Award, 4-time All-SEC.
How many natties she got?
3. 3 national championships, 3 all-tournament teams. Wow. 2 all-tournament most outstanding player. Like I said, 4 All-American, 2 Naismith Awards, 2 Honor Awards, 4 SEC. Yeah, she just got.
I'm telling you, bro.
Like, bro, it's still more. I don't even know what some of these. I don't know what some of these abbreviations are.
That's just college. We ain't even talk about the W. That was just college work.
Oh yeah, her college. her college resume is impeccable.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling. Like the only player I had over her at that time was Cheryl Miller. Like
Bro,
Cheryl Miller was the only one.
what these abbreviations are. But she got 4 and 2 of them, boy. So she did a little bit of everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was going nuts. And then in the league, let's see what she did. Yeah, 3 all WNBAs, Don Staley Award, Rookie of the Year, scoring champ, 6 All-Stars. Yeah, over her career, averaged 17 and 8. Yeah,
I'm looking at it. Said that she led the WNBA in rebounding twice. That's insane.
yeah,
That she's that type of scorer, and all of a sudden, so let me get some boy. I'm gonna lead the league in rebounding twice.
right. And then I guess she retired and sat for a year,
Yeah.
and then came back 2 more years, came back hooping again. So yeah, she's a baller.
No. She was before. So when when did she graduate college? Let me see. When did she graduate college? She graduated college
in 99, so she had to graduate in 98.
Yeah. So I was, you know what I'm saying? This is like I'm first coming into high school. So I was watching her, you know what I'm saying, in junior high, like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like she cold. So before, like, again, for me, it was Cheryl Miller and then Shamiqua Holdsclaw. No disrespect to Cheryl Swoops, no disrespect to Cynthia Cooper, but I had it Cheryl and then Shamiqua. And then I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna see a girls player better than her. I don't personally think Tamika Catchings was better than Shamiqua Holdsclaw. They both play at the University of Tennessee, but Catchings was really good though. Was really, really good. She might have similar numbers. And obviously once Candace got there, I think they won the one natty when Candace got to Tennessee under Pat Summitt.
Mm-hmm.
But then, all of a sudden UConn, they came out with a Taurasi, you know what I'm saying, who was unbelievable. Sue Bird, who was unbelievable in college. For me, Ross, this is just me. I think the greatest female basketball player of all time, as it stands right now, if I had to pick one player, I would pick. First, tell me who yours is. If you had to pick somebody, I know I'm putting you on the spot. Who would you pick? Greatest female player of all time?
A'ja Wilson.
I like that pick. I do like that pick. I'm not mad at that pick. And I think when it's all said and done, I think because of her accolades and her WNBA chips, it's gonna be damn near impossible to argue against her.
They got 3 and 4 years, and I'm taking them to win this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be what she's gonna accomplish with MVPs and chips. I don't think that you're gonna have a valid argument. Here's the only reason I'm gonna pick a different player is because she stopped so prematurely. We know that she had a lot more to do and could have done. And that's Maya Moore, bro. I don't know if I've ever seen a girl that good, bro. Like Maya Moore was a different type of animal, bro, on the basketball court.
She was a beast.
Like Maya Moore was like physically built, bro. Like,
yeah.
Like she going to the block. I'm shooting the jumper. I'm getting to the cup.
And her at UConn, she was nuts.
Maya Moore, bro, like her. Pull up her information and we'll go to the Hall of Fame guys. But let's pull up Maya Moore real quick. She's already in the Hall, by the way. She ain't take a lot of time. Let's get her right in there.
Her pro accolades: she got an MVP, 6 All-Stars, scoring champ, 2 All Defensive Teams, 7 All WNBAs, Finals MVP. She's ranked top 25 of all time. She top 20 of all time. Yeah, Maya Moore, the truth.
And she stopped with, and she quit. She retired, bro, with at least 5 more years. What year did she retire?
She retired in 2018. So she played a total of 271 games. She played 8 years.
8 years. So I guess 8 years is solid, but because the women play 4 years of college, so she came out, she was probably 21, 22. She played 8 years, so she was probably 29, 30. You know what I'm saying? She could have kept going if she wanted to. It wasn't like she was done. She could have put up, she could have continued to put up numbers, but yeah, for me, skill wise, I think Maya Moore. Now these young girls that are coming up, man, I think Paige is extremely talented with her ball handling and shot making. Um, Obviously Diana Taurasi just recently had her jersey retired. Taurasi got a, I think Taurasi has a legitimate argument for the female GOAT. I think it's a legitimate argument.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pick her, but she definitely has an argument, right? I'm not gonna hate. Caitlin Clark's a hell of a player. I think that she's gonna have some. I think her numbers, if she keeps going, are gonna be really good. Who else am I missing? Oh, Stewie. I love Stewie's game.
What
Brianna
about Sue Bird?
Sue Bird was a Sue Bird. I don't think that she's quite on like. I don't think she's quite GOAT level conversation for me.
Yeah.
But like she's like, yeah, like that tier under the GOATs. Like she's right there for me.
Taurasi is there, bro.
No, that's what I'm saying. Taurasi got a heck of an argument for the GOAT. Taurasi
scoring titles.
When I saw Taurasi play in college, I was like, I don't understand what's happening right now, bro. Like Taurasi was unbelievable.
5 scoring titles and 3 chips. Yeah, she cold. If you lead your league in scoring 5 years, you cold.
And what did she do in college? You got her college stuff up?
Let's see.
Her college. Listen to her college stuff, and we can move on after this. It's ridiculous. I already know. It's what she did at UConn was really set the standard. Well, Rebecca Lobo set the initial standard for UConn, and then then you got Sue Bird, but then Taurasi, she like.
Yeah, 3 chips, 3. Yeah, she did everything. She got on them lists. She got all these abbreviations on them. Hey, but it's a 4 times next to them things.
Right. Right.
Yeah, she went nuts.
This abbreviation times 4. That means you're really good.
Yeah. AP All-American first teams. Yeah, a lot of those.
You feel me? We ain't even getting no second teams. We ain't never heard of that.
Yeah, right. Shout out, man. Shout out the girls, man. I see. That's why I'm not gonna do like you and hate on this list. I like them showing love to the women. I think perfect timing for them to kind of be able to do that. Now let's get into the men because I got some.
But look, just to be fair, let me put I ain't got my watch on tonight, but let me put on Tribal Chief Roman Reigns 1,316 days as champion. Put my band on. Hold on. Put that on. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. Perfect timing. Shout out to Shador. I'm not hating on the list. See, look, man. Y'all gonna lump me in with the wrong crowd. I'm not saying I'm anti, because they're gonna be like, oh, but this seems a bit. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. But don't just like pigeonhole. We're gonna do the women this year. Just like, no, bro. Like if Shamiqua Holdsclaw is a Hall of Famer, she's deserving. We don't have to lump her in and say we're celebrating the women. Like Elena Deladon is a Hall of Famer. We don't gotta lump her in. Candace Parker is a Hall of Famer. Like, and I'm not hating if they just quote unquote wanted to do that. Okay, fine. If they're saying this is and maybe the argument was this is the 30th year of the WNBA, so we want to promote that. Okay, again, I got no problem. I don't have a problem with it. I really don't, because all of those women, that 96 team is deserving. Candace Parker is super deserving. Elena Deladon, Shamiqua Holdsclaw, no problem with that. Now these men that got selected to this 2026 Hall of Fame, Ross. This is where me and the Basketball Hall of Fame have a love-hate relationship. Because as a lifelong basketball player and a member of my college's Hall of Fame, Hall of Fames to me, and now I'm a voting member. I'm on the voting board for my college's Hall of Fame, right? So, like, we have real discussions and we take it serious because, again, the best Hall of Fames have a standard, right?
Right.
It's not. We got to keep it a buck, Ross. It's not the Hall of Very Good. It's the Hall of Fame. right? So let's go through the 4 men. Let's start with the one who I think personally, no disrespect, but we got to start somewhere. So I'm going to start with the person who I think is the least accomplished, and I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying because he only coached college, Mark Few and Gonzaga, right? So the argument for him is obviously however many games he won and the fact that he has transformed what the country thinks about Gonzaga basketball. Gonzaga basketball came, it used to just be Gonzaga, they made a Cinderella run, you know what I'm saying, in March Madness. They're no longer a Cinderella. Gonzaga is they can make an argument for at this point for being a blue blood in basketball.
Okay, can I give you his career percentages at Gonzaga?
You can give them to me, but here's the problem. Once you give them to me, I'm gonna feel bad because I'm gonna shit on them. But go ahead, give them to me. Pause.
In 929 games, he's won 773. He's lost 156. His win percentage is 83%.
Now, can you tell the people what conference he plays in basketball in?
Okay, I love that you said that. Gonzaga has also been a very successful team in the tournament. So they've proven.
No. I'm not asking about the tournament. Hold on.
Do you want me to pull his out of conference record?
No, sir. I want you to tell the people what.
Right now.
No, sir. I want you to just to tell the people what conference he plays basketball in. That's all I want you to do, sir. That's all I'm asking. What conference is this that he's had all these wins in?
They've bounced around right now. It's the West Coast Conference. It was the Big Sky.
The mighty West Coast Conference and the mighty Big Sky.
And Mark Few has won the West Coast Conference. Let's see, he's been the coach of the year 14 times. And
I would hope so.
He's been the national coach of the year, Naismith coach of the year 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying is his success don't just come against the conference though. Yes,
it does. The majority of his success comes all those wins. The overwhelming majority is against the conference. Ross, they play 30 some odd games a season, and roughly more than half of those are going to be in conference.
Okay, let's pull up. Okay, his record against Power 5 opponents. I'm happy you say this. He's 87-50 against Power 5 opponents. So they still beat the Power 5 teams as well.
But see, that's very tricky what you did there. That's very tricky. Because here's why I'm saying that's tricky. Because you say it's a Power 5 school, but they could be a bad team, though, right? So, I don't know who they beat. A Power 5,
12-5 against the ACC, 10-4 against the Big East, 30-16 against the Pac-12. So which conference? Who we worry about?
Well, the Pac-12 hasn't been very good in basketball, since the 80s.
Big East good? Was there any bad teams in the Big East when the Big East was the Big East?
Again,
no.
But you said his record was like 10-4.
Against the Big East, that's great.
Yeah, but Ross, you just told me all these numbers he had. Like most of that came against inferior competition. Once he got that, to his credit, to Mark Few's credit, he stayed down for the come up. And once the Gonzaga became a power, because we have other teams like that, because we thought, well, let me not say we. I thought that Butler was going to follow in the same path as Gonzaga. Because they remember when Butler had that little run where they were kind of producing some guys out of Butler. And I thought, okay, well, Butler, and they didn't have the consent. Now, the problem was Butler's coach said, I got to go. You understand? Mark Few has decided to stay. And I got a lot of respect for Mark Few, but I'm trying to figure out. So is he go? Look, it's I
You
hate to
hate
say it, Ross, but
it, bro. You hate it.
I hate to say it, Ross, but like he's a Division I coach. How many natties has he played in? I think one.
No, two. So he's two national championship games, 5 Elite 8s, 12 Sweet 16s. Come on, bro.
So he's made two. How many Final Fours has he made? Two.
Two.
In how many years coaching?
5 Elite 8s.
No, no, no. Two Final Fours in how many years coaching? Like 30?
No, he got the job in 2000. So 26
So
years.
in 26 years, he's made two Final Fours. Look, man, if in the
Right.
immortal
He didn't
words of
get
Kenny,
that job where they was even making the turn, like making the tournament was a new thing for Gonzaga, even when he got the job. So it's from like his
so we're
starting
putting him in. So we're putting him in because he
changed Gonzaga to
changed Gonzaga. So that's what we're putting him in. Okay, okay. Listen, if that's what gets you in, I'm fine with that. I'm actually fine with that. If that, but like that needs to be the narrative that we're putting him in because of.
like what other examples? I would say he's the best example outside of a Coach K at Duke. What other examples?
But Ross, that's the problem. Hold on. The problem is what you just named. Coach K at Duke. He won national championships at Duke.
Right, but you talking about the greatest coach ever in college basketball.
It's the Hall of Fame, Ross. It's the Hall of Fame. It's not the Hall of you did a good job.
No, it's the other college coaches that like Mark
I'm
Few.
not saying you have to win a natty to get into the Hall of Fame. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying no. It seems like we're giving him like a lifetime achievement award because he stayed at Gonzaga and he's made them a big time program. Okay,
That's
I'm not
hate.
mad at it. My first radio. Here's a fun fact for you, Ross. Here's some trivia for you. My very first radio job I ever got hired for was in Spokane, Washington, as an affiliate for Gonzaga. I got a lot of respect for Gonzaga. I got a lot of respect for it. That was my very first radio job was in Spokane, Washington. I respect it. I do. I'm just simply saying, okay. I mean, I guess is what I'm saying. I guess.
Because when you breaking down win percentage, so I'm looking, let's see, basketball, college basketball. The coaches, when you breaking down win percentage, I mean, based on how many games he's coached, to even have that win percent, yeah, he's number 2 all time in career coaching win percentage, and he's coached.
Who's number 1?
Sam Burton.
Yeah, who is that?
And he did that at West Texas A&M in the 20s. That's what I'm saying.
We don't even know who they was playing.
Exactly. They ain't even let niggas on campus back then. Mark Few, his win percentage is right there with Adolph Rupp, another guy we know, John Wooden. You know what I'm saying? Of common era, like our era, he's at the top. He's above Coach K, above Dean Smith.
Yeah, because he's the guy that's in a conference where he has by far the best players in that conference. But
how does he get talent to want to go to Gonzaga every year? That's
he built, again, to his credit, he built up that program.
Exactly. So
he built up that program.
That's why you can't use that, because now it's transfer portal, now it's NIL. Gonzaga doesn't have the money that University of Washington or USC or UCLA for them to dominate that West Coast like that. Here in recent history, Gonzaga, that's a damn good job, because it's some big hitters over there on that West Coast. You got Oregon with Nike. You got all them teams that he's recruiting against and when.
Yeah, but I don't know that he recruit. I don't think that look at who he recruits. He doesn't recruit any of. He recruits Timmy. He doesn't recruit any of those guys who are gonna go to any of those schools that you talked about.
Jalen Suggs was the #1 football and basketball prospect. He chose Gonzaga.
Ross, that's the only. Jalen Suggs is the equivalent of telling me Deion Sanders is a good recruiter because he got Travis Hunter. Who else did he like? Okay, like that don't make him a great recruiter. Like he got one great. Okay, he got one guy that's safe.
How you tell me he always has the best team, but now you saying he don't?
No. What I'm saying is he gets a specific type of kid. For the longest, Coach K got a specific type of kid. He didn't start getting a different type of kid until later on in his career. But for the longest, Coach K was winning by getting a specific type of. He wasn't getting a lot of quote unquote like inner city kids to come to Duke at that. You know, when Duke was winning natties and that. Duke's foundation is Christian Laettner and Bobby Hurley. Yeah. That's Duke's foundation, and they won back-to-back with Grant Hill, who's from a privileged family whose dad played in the NFL. They didn't start. I'm gonna take it. They didn't recruit their first inner city guy really until I would say maybe Corey Maggette in like 98, 99. That's like their first inner city guy.
Wow.
I take that back. Let me take that back. Elton Brand is from New York. I don't know where exactly he's from in New York, but Brand was on that team with Corey Maggette. But I think we all have seen that Elton Brand, he might be from like upstate New York. I don't know where Elton Brand from. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's from like Harlem, Brooklyn. Where's Elton Brand from? Do we know?
I'm looking it up right now.
Because I know he played on that AAU team with Lamar Odom and with Metta World Peace. What an AAU team that was. Well,
and where was Johnny Dawkins from?
But Johnny Dawkins was like the lone brother on those teams, though. He was the only brother. But Johnny Dawkins was the only brother. That's why he became his assistant for like 20 years. He was the only brother on them teams. Johnny Dawkins was a hell of a player. I got a lot of love for Johnny Dawkins. But he wasn't no other brothers on Duke's team. He was the only brother on the squad.
He had to be a little corny, huh?
A little bit. No disrespect, Johnny, but
Brand from New York.
But like whereabout though? He might be from like Mount Vernon or something. Where he's from?
Peekskill. What is Peekskill?
Yeah, I don't know what that. See, I knew he from somewhere weird. I knew he wasn't from like no borough. I knew that.
Yeah, he's from a small town.
That's what I'm saying. Corey Maggette was the first like inner city cat that he ever recruited. And what did Corey Maggette do when he got there, Ross? Do you remember? Tell the people.
Wait, I don't know what happened.
One and done. He was the first one and done in the history of Duke.
Oh, wow.
Corey Maggette was one and done. Had never happened at Duke before. Duke players stayed. Corey Maggette was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and dip, bro. Go ahead and get up out of here, man. I'm good. You know what I mean? So, like, and that was, I think that was like 98, 99. So, like, he built that program on recruit. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying Mark Few did. He's built his program on recruiting certain types of players. Adam Morrison.
That's what I was going to say. Okay, Adam Morrison, I would say, was like the start. He was homegrown. Okay. He also, here recently, though, he changed it up. He has been getting top guys. Chet Holmgren.
When he got Chet Holmgren.
Number one recruit.
But Chet Holmgren fits that program because he got the complexion for the collection for the protection. I'm just saying, this is keeping a buck. He did go out of everybody to go. He didn't go ask for Bo. He didn't ask for
Rui Hachimura. Those was big time All-American picks that chose to go there.
Rui Hachimura is half Japanese. Like, stop this stuff.
A lot of Japanese over there.
Huh?
There's a lot of Japanese over there. What you mean?
I agree with you. That's what I'm telling you. It's like you act like Rui Hachimura is from like Compton or something. It's Rui Hachimura.
No, but I'm saying he going to get top picks.
I'm with you. No. I agree. I'm just saying that like he's done a good job of identifying the type of guys that he wants on his team. I'm not even knocking what he's doing. I'm just saying that like
you on some like they say even for it's the difference between the dudes that go to USC and the dudes that go to UCLA.
There you go.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I'm a believer in that. Like when Alabama, when Saban was at Alabama, he was getting certain type of guys. You knew it was like that's a Saban. Like at Florida, when Urban Meyer was at Florida, Urban Meyer was getting certain type of recruits.
but it was opposite of what you talking about.
I know, but he was getting certain type of recruits.
Yeah. They don't want nobody that's buttoned up.
And look what Deion said he looking for. Deion said if he looking for certain players, he looking for certain type of home situations. Yeah, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like when you get to the recruiting process, these coaches are recruiting certain type of player. I'm not knocking Mark Few, but he's understood what works for him in that area. Let's keep it real. You do know who Suggs is dating now, right?
Yeah.
So he fits Gonzaga. Let's just keep it a buck.
Yeah,
I'm not knocking him. He was a hell of a player.
Yeah.
Now his hairline started receding very early in life. That's up to, he got to deal with that. Got to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like him and Trey Young are the only two cats that I've seen, like light-skinned biracial cats that like hairlines. Trey's hairline didn't, like Trey's hair just betrayed him, just like all in the middle. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, Trey crazy. Yeah, like
Trey I don't know what happened.
Trey looks 60 until but he's short. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Trey, Trey, I don't know.
Hey, 2K be doing Trey dirty on the low.
Trey looks 60.
My man on 2K be looking crazy, bro. Like, yo, 2K out of pocket for what they be doing with Trey, bro.
Yeah. So Mark Few.
Let's go from Mark Few. Let's go to D'Antoni.
I can't.
What has D'Antoni done, Ross?
I can't defend D'Antoni. That's when I had to text you like, hold on, we might have to talk about this. Okay, so D'Antoni and 11, well, we'll say 1,200 because it's literally 1,199 games. So 1,200 games. He got 672 wins, 527 losses.
We did a 500 coach, but go ahead.
He's 56%. Like even
pretty.
Yeah, I'm looking. Even in the playoffs, he's 54 and 56 in the playoffs. So he's under 500 in the playoffs.
How many Coach of the Year awards?
He's got 2 Coach of the Years. I really don't.
No championships.
Yeah, no championships.
I know they're gonna say, "Oh, well, he was on those staffs that won Olympic gold medals." I'm not gonna count none of that. I'm not counting that. I know they count that for this because I think he was on maybe 2 staffs that won gold medals.
Yeah, I really don't have no sort of.
But I think they're also taking into account he was a really good player overseas.
Well, it says he got elected as a player, coach, exec. So that's he was an exec for who?
I think he was when he was with the Suns. What's it?
Oh, I'm looking. Okay. So yeah, he was the GM for the Suns when he was the coach as well.
Yeah.
So let's see, what moves did he make as an exec? He didn't do anything good. He didn't do anything good. Yeah, I'm looking. He drafted Rondo and traded him on draft night.
They probably had to, though. He wouldn't have played over there.
But that's crazy. That's the only. Yeah, he really didn't do anything as a GM. As a coach, he's about 500. He's under 500 for the playoffs. And then as a player, like you talking about overseas, in the NBA, he played 180 games, he averaged 3 points a game. So yeah, Mike D'Antoni, if there was
But hold on,
anybody,
that's in the NBA. But hold on. He's a two-time EuroLeague champion. He won a Croat Cup championship. He won the FIBA Intercontinental Cup. He's a 5-time Italian League champion. He's a 2-time Italian Cup winner. He's a 6-time Italian League steals leader, and he's one of the 50 greatest contributors in EuroLeague history. His number 8 was retired by his European team, and his number 10 was retired by Marshall. So, as a player, they factor that stuff in, Ross. They factor that in as a player.
So Mike James gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
You said who?
Mike James.
Nah.
Going to the Hall of Fame.
Nah. He ain't got that kind of resume.
Overseas, he does. If that's what we talking about, so Nick Kalathis is going.
No, but the difference is that like they got to have other stuff on top of that, right? So they got to have some Coach of the Year awards in the NBA, some Olympic gold medals as coaches.
So, pause, but how spread out his accomplishments are is why you would say, because he might have not been the best in any of them, but he was pretty good in all facets of basketball.
I think that's why he gets in, is because they say, well, look at what he did through his basketball journey. Now, people typically say for a Hall of Fame, right? Can you tell the story of whatever this is without this person? And yes. So the thing should be, can you tell the story of basketball without Mike D'Antoni? So it's people in Italy. It's people in Italy that would say no, because he got his jersey retired. He won all that stuff over there. And in the NBA, he won 2 Coach of the Year. He brought in the 7 seconds or less.
I forgot all about that. With him bringing in 7 seconds or less,
7 seconds or less,
and now every team essentially playing that way, he has to be in. Because
he's directly responsible for
this basketball right here that the whole NBA plays.
D'Antoni's legacy is that he made Steve Nash a 2-time MVP, and let's be real, he also made James Harden maybe one of the top 3 or 4 2 guards of all time.
No, I'm saying the fact that it's okay to shoot with 18 seconds left in the shot clock now.
Yeah, that's him. That's his. Yeah.
That's D'Antoni.
Yes.
Like basketball has changed that we're taking the first good shot that we get.
Not even a good shot, just like something that you think you can make. If you think you can make it, just take it.
Or even the whole threes and layups.
Yes. He was the guy. He was the guy that was saying, "Don't take mid-range." He was the guy. He was also the guy, and this is why teams would get upset, because he was the guy that was like, "Yo, if somebody's driving to the cup, don't foul them. We'll rather them make the layup so we can hurry up and throw the ball and then shoot a three."
Used to do that, yeah.
Right. So like that's his contribution to the game. Some bullshit. If you want me to be honest, a bunch of bullshit.
Don't slow it down. Yeah. Don't foul them. Get up the court, shooting early threes in the shot clock. All that is D'Antoni.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, then that is basketball. Like, hey, I know you still go to the gym. I go to the gym. That's what they're playing without even knowing what they're 100%. Playing. Yeah.
100%. Look. It's a you don't have to think to play that type of, and I'm not disrespecting Mike D'Antoni. I know his offense was more nuanced than that, but I'm just saying, like, in general, for like the general, like the young high school kid that wants to play that way in open gym or pickup, you don't have to think to play that way, right? I played against a college when I was in college. I played against a team who they ran the triangle. They ran the triangle so much, Ross. They actually did an instructional video with Tex Winters going over the offense. It's on, like, they did, like, it's their college team doing the, like, it's like in there. And I didn't even realize how technical the triangle was. Because our understanding of the triangle was Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Tony Kukoc, Dennis Rodman, Horace Grant, and then Shaq and Kobe. That was our understanding. Like, you're gonna throw it in the Shaq, you're gonna throw it in the Kobe, you're gonna throw it in the MJ, right? And they're gonna do what they do. It wasn't until I played against a team who ran the full offense, I was like, hold on, no wonder this offense was a problem, because it's so much actually going on, right? It's so much that's timing, that like these dudes, bro, I'm telling you, Ross, I wish I had some of these tapes. My coach told me before the game, he was like, yo, Roy, they're going to get you probably, this is my freshman year. He said, yo, you a freshman. He said, they probably going to get you on 3 back doors. I was like, nah, coach. I'm like, I'm good. Like we went over it. I know what to do. He's like, I'm straight. He was like, nah. He's like, you want to bet? I was like, yeah. He's like, they're going to get you on 3 back doors. You know what I'm saying? They got me on I think 5.
Back doors.
Yes, because the offense, that triangle offense that Tex Winter set up, it's based on so much timing. It's boom, 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 boom. And so those back doors are coming without pause, without like even like the dude that was throwing the pass wasn't even looking. Like, he was running up, catching the ball, and as he was catching it, he was throwing it behind him because he knew I was already out of position and there's nobody back door. So it's a lot of nuance really in that offense that we didn't really get to see in the NBA. Every now and again you did, but this is why David Stern put in things like where you could play zone for a while and all this goofy stuff. But I say that to say the 7 seconds or less offense became the new trend. And it's not a lot of nuance, Ross. It's not no movement. It's just come down, just the first good look you think you got, take it.
Yeah.
What does that do? Let's go to your boy, man. He spent some time. Now, oh, my bad. Go ahead. Wrap up on D'Antoni.
Nah, I would definitely say, I think D'Antoni also, he seems like he's liked among the community of the NBA. You know, you see him kind of on a lot of staffs. Anytime he's gotten fired, he get picked up on somebody's staff. Like you said, He was on some staffs for the USA team. Yes. I think there ever was a person who benefited on kind of relationships and never, like even with D'Antoni, I remember he would get a couple texts, but like he never even really like showed them. Like he used to sit down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'd be like, come on, bro. You know, so I think if there was ever somebody who benefited off of relationships, I would say him. Come on, let's get into Amari. Shout out.
I'm not going to Amari. Okay. I'm going to Doc Rivers. Let's stay with the coaches. Let's go to Doc Rivers.
Oh, okay. Shout out Winter Park. Doc Rivers, you know, Orlando resident.
Doc Rivers is another guy, right? Like Mike D'Antoni. You got to, first of all, at Marquette, he was a beast, right? In college. Doc Rivers was like that in college. So you're looking at his entire, again, and this is why I keep saying, Ross, I have a problem with just the Basketball Hall of Fame, because me and you, or let's just say a layman, we look at it and we say we're looking at what they did as a professional.
Right.
But that's not what this is. We're saying they're taking it back for some reason to college. This is the only Hall of Fame that I know that includes college. Right? Because think about if the NFL included college, it'll be a lot more guys in the NFL Hall of Fame. It'll be some of those guys that are like borderline guys that if you factored in their college stuff, all of a sudden they're Hall of Famers now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but we do this in basketball for some weird reason. So here's a guy in Doc Rivers who, as a player, he has his number 31 retired at the University of Marquette, right? He was the FIBA World Cup MVP in 1982. Didn't have a lot of accomplishments. He was a first team parade All-American in college. He was the USA basketball male athlete of the year in 1982. In the NBA, he's a one-time All-Star for his playing career. But then he gets in for his coaching, right? He has one NBA championship. He has an NBA Cup championship. He's a one-time NBA coach of the year, and he's a four-time NBA All-Star head coach. Um, whoa, on this list they have him as a top 15 coach in NBA history, which to me seems insane for Doc Rivers. I just read down that resume for you, Ross. I don't know if that resume to me screams basketball Hall of Famer.
Okay, only reason I would say maybe you give somebody like Doc the benefit of the doubt. So he coached 2,000 games, which is a benchmark in itself. Um,
But that just means you got hired and fired a bunch of times.
and he won 1,194 games. So he's probably got, when you talk about just purely number of wins, I'm sure he's at the top of that list as far as how many games he won. His percentage was 58%. Playoffs.
But do we really look at I hate to cut you off, but do we really look at coaches that way?
Yeah, they definitely
NBA coaches. Do we really look at how many like their win, like how many wins they had?
Yeah, they definitely do. Let's see, most wins.
So we don't care about winning championships in the NBA as a coach. That don't matter.
Let's see.
Because that to me sounds insane that we don't care about winning championships. We just care about you winning games. Like you get fired for winning games and not winning championships in the NBA.
Yeah, so rest in peace. You got, I mean, when you look at your most wins, yeah, Doc is going to be on that list. It's a lot of other coaches that, I mean, George Karl got inducted. Why was George Karl inducted to the Hall of Fame?
Well, again, you got to go back to George Karl's playing career as well. He's also was a former player.
Larry Brown, did he win?
Yes, he won with the Detroit Pistons. Okay. And he won in college.
Rick Adelman?
I don't think Rick Adelman won.
So that's what I'm saying.
But
Doc is sixth all-time wins behind Pat Riley, Jerry Sloan, Lenny Wilkins, Don Nelson, and Greg Popovich. So when you look at
everybody you named in front of him are Hall of Famers.
Right. So when you look at wins, I mean, Doc is
okay. So what you're telling? So if the argument is that NBA coaching wins, much like, but see, this used to be a thing in the NFL, Ross, that for a running back, if you hit, I think it was like 10,000 yards, basically that was like the Hall of Fame benchmark. If you get to 10,000 yards rushing, pretty much you were going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is if you hit X amount of wins as an NBA head coach, you're a Hall of Famer.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Listen, if that's the benchmark, I'm fine with that. I'm actually really fine with that. I promise you I am. If we're going to be consistent and say that's the benchmark and Doc has hit that benchmark, I'm cool with that.
Because Doc's down there got 1,200 wins.
I'm cool with that. Because see, when I'm looking at Doc, I'm looking at the failures. I don't care about the wins. I'm looking at
the type of person. See what I'm
saying? Well, Ross, the man has, you told me all those wins, he got one NBA Finals championship and only 2 Finals appearances, and with all those wins. So all those wins equated to 2 Finals appearances. 2. So, I don't know what you want me to do with that. Like, what I'm supposed to do with that?
Yeah, Doc's been a part of probably the most letdowns out of any of the coaches on this.
Yeah.
No, because Dan Antoni had some letdowns too, though. Dan Antoni had some comebacks.
So yes and no, because I don't think, again, during that time I was full grown. I was full grown body at that time. Anybody who was serious, we never really thought that the Suns was really gonna win the chip. Nah.
No, in Houston, Dan Antoni had some letdowns.
I agree. The problem in Houston, though, James Harden went James Harden, and then CP3's hamstring went
You remember
CP3.
that year where they missed the last 33s or some
Yeah.
crazy shit like that? That was Dan Antoni because he kept telling them keep shooting threes. That was his system failing.
System had worked the whole year, Ross.
Yeah,
It had worked the whole year.
that was
I
what
put that on the
that was
players.
Josh Smith and them boys. Yeah, and they just kept shooting threes.
I mean, hey, that's what we did the whole year.
But yeah, I'm looking at Doc. And it's crazy. See, like you looking at the failure. So in Orlando, Doc was a 50% coach.
Ross, he only has one success.
In Boston, he was a 58% coach. So even though you were gonna consider that the success, it was still 58%, which is what his career was. At the Clippers, he won 63% of his games.
And tell the people how many times they made it past the second round.
Right, but
not right. Let me tell you the answer: 0.
But I'm saying that's still a success though. Like
that's a success.
The Clippers were one of the worst franchises.
I think that hold on. They made it. Hold on. He was the coach of the Clippers when they made it to, I think, one Western Conference Finals. I want to say.
I bet you 3 of the best Clippers teams ever in NBA history were coached by Doc Rivers.
What does that mean?
So
that's why he got fired.
Right, but he took a shitty organization and put
no, we ain't gonna do that. That was a team that was stacked, Ross. They had
shit, Roy. Your whole life, you've been watching basketball for how long? What years outside of Doc Rivers were the Clippers not shit?
Stop. But them being not shit had nothing.
When did you start watching the NBA?
My first memories of basketball, I would say, are probably 1990 or 1988, 89 are my first memories.
Since 89.
Yeah.
What Clipper teams have you seen that were good outside of Doc Rivers? You're Quentin Richardson and Darius Miles, and they was terrible. Yeah, they was fun, but they was terrible. There was nothing else good in the Clippers outside of Doc. He is the Clippers.
But Ross, he's not the Clippers. You're deceiving the people because you're acting like they didn't have the #1 draft pick in Blake Griffin, who's a Hall of Famer, and they didn't bring in Chris Paul, who's probably
when we talk about LeBron winning in Cleveland, we don't talk about they had 3 #1 picks before LeBron chose to come back.
None of those guys were on the team when he got there, Ross.
We talk about Cleveland never winning before and what it means to win in Cleveland.
Ross, those #1 picks you talk about, those 3 #1 picks.
Kyrie Irving was on the team.
The other 2 weren't even there.
Traded Andrew Wiggins and got Kevin Love.
Yeah, and the other one, he never even made the NBA.
So that's what I'm saying.
We just wasted the damn pick on him.
Yeah, we don't talk about it wasn't Cleveland because you had they had more.
What I'm saying is, Ross. No, what I'm saying is, if you would have told me that Doc was the GM in LA that brought in CP3 and that drafted Blake Griffin, then we can have a different conversation right now. I'm just simply saying, like, to categorize those teams as like those teams were well put together teams with Lou Williams and Jamal Crawford and
Doc Rivers.
Well, unfortunately Doc was the coach. They should have fired him a long time ago.
But I'm saying, so in Clippers he won 63% of his games. At Philly, who we consider as a failure, he won 65% of his games.
Yeah, regular season. Ross, you and I both know if we're going by regular season, right? It's a bunch of players that man, he's a great.
But it's not his fault that Embiid get hurt. It's not his fault that Embiid gonna get hurt every year and not be there. Like, it's not his fault that James Harden was there and he don't show up in the playoffs. But you have to give a coach.
So what is his fault? What is his fault?
For being able to say, okay, like the same way we look at Spoelstra and we say, okay, we know as long as Eric Spoelstra's the coach of the Miami Heat.
Spoelstra has made 4 NBA finals. I mean, no. He's made
year. If you close
NBA
your
finals.
eyes, Miami Heat's gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna be somewhere from 7.
Yes. Heat culture.
Yeah, exactly. Like we know with Doc Rivers, he was gonna have a playoff team. Was he gonna make it?
And then they were gonna flame out.
We don't know. But we knew with Doc Rivers, they was gonna be a top 6 team and whatever.
And then we're gonna flame out.
That's good though.
That's good.
It's not a lot of coaches that got multiple rings.
He don't got multiple rings.
Right. So it's not a lot of coaches with more rings than him.
It's a bunch of coaches with more rings than him. What are you talking about?
It's not.
Okay.
Current right now in the NBA.
So Mike Brown's a Hall of Famer. Hold on. So Mike Brown's a Hall of Famer.
Do Mike Brown got 2 rings?
Doc Rivers don't got 2 rings.
So I'm saying, why you bring up Mike Brown? Mike Brown
ain't got the same amount of rings as Doc Rivers. That's my point.
He got 1,200 wins. That's what we talking about. We already talked about that.
Hold on, but he got a win with the Knicks. How many wins that count for? He won a ring with the Knicks.
It don't count for it. No,
okay.
Mike Brown got 500 wins, man. I did that. I did that before I even won a ring. Doc saying, stop it.
Hold on, but in 500 wins, I already got a ring, and you took 1,200 wins to get 1 ring. I got 500 wins and got a ring already.
Hopefully, you survive another 20 years and get the 1,200 wins, and you'll be in the Hall.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. My pops told me a long time ago. I swear, if I'm flying, I'm lying, and my feet ain't left the ground. My pops told me this in 1993. My pops told me, hey, man, Kenny Smith ain't shit. He just a good PR guy. He just talk. And I was like, nah, Smith. Maybe it wasn't 93. Maybe it was like 94. I was like, nah, man, Kenny Smith pretty good. He was like, man, Kenny Smith ain't shit. He just talk good. He just a good PR guy. My dad used to always tell me that. He ain't shit. He just a good PR guy because he talk good. And I'll be damn, Ross, if Kenny Smith right now talk good on TV.
Hey, listen, I got a good joke, but I don't want to talk about Pops. Shout out your Pops. Okay, I see where the hater came from. Okay. It's starting to make sense now. We getting somewhere. Okay, y'all.
My father told me this at a young age. I promise you, he was like, he never messed with Kenny Smith as a player. He was like, yo, Kenny Smith ain't even good, bro. He just a good PR guy. He was like, he just a good PR guy. He speaks well. My pop said that his entire run in Houston. And I'll be goddamn, Ross, if that man right now ain't on TV because he speaks well.
Right. So
shout out to my pops.
Even though your pops was right, what did that have to do with it? Like, what did that have to do with anything?
He wasn't shit as a player like that. He wasn't. They could have won those chips without Kenny Smith.
So you saying Doc ain't shit? He just speak well. See, and I wouldn't have thought that. And shout out your pops because I know your pops would disagree with you. Because okay, we gotta just talk about as far as black head coaches.
Oh, don't bring. See, now you say.
As far as black head coaches.
And let me hold on before you go. Let me say this. I have a 6 degrees of separation to Doc Rivers. Pause, because one of the cats that's one of my dear friends and an alumnus at my college. He was actually a referee as well when I was playing basketball. He grew up with Doc Rivers. He used to talk to me and tell me stories about him and Doc growing up and like how Doc was a grinder and what he used to do. Like him and Doc, he told me he got pictures of him. He showed me pictures of him and Doc as young boys, young kids, you know what I'm saying, out there. So I got a lot of respect from Doc because I got some insight from somebody who really knew him, right? Like growing up with him, like coming up playing all the sports with him through grade school. So I got a lot of respect. I'm not hating on Doc. I got a lot of respect for Doc. I'm just saying, I think Hall of Fames have to have a standard. That's my only thing.
I have a great Doc Rivers story. So my homie in Austin was on the AAU team. They had a practice at Rollins College, which is here in Winter Park. Of course, Austin is the man at Winter Park High School. Austin is actually playing up with the 2010 team. So, and Austin's a junior. You got Brandon Knight, who's number one on that 2010 team. He like number one in the nation.
Brandon Knight went to where? Kentucky?
Kentucky. You had a lot of dudes. You had Brandon Knight. You had you had James Bell. He went to Villanova. You had Jermaine, went to Marquette. You had Big Shaq. He ended up going to UCF. You had a bunch of hoopers on this team. I'm watching. Doc Rivers shows up to practice late. Now, my homie's pops.
What year is this?
This is 2010. So
okay,
this is the year when they end up playing. A lot of people remember this on TV if you was really tapped in. Austin and this AAU team went in. Okay, it was the year in Peach Jam. Brandon Knight missed a free throw and they lost Peach Jam. They end up losing that year. Damn, I can't remember. But the next year was when they met they had the rematch against Bradley Beal and Ben McLemore.
And, oh wow, that's Ben McLemore.
Austin and Bradley Beal had the battle. But this was the year prior. This was with Brandon Knight. They was loaded. They would just whoop ass. Brandon would go and play for another team sometime. Austin would come up and play. It was like, so in the practice is Austin get a team, Brandon get a team. And my boy Justin, I'm there watching him. I'm sitting with his pops. Doc Rivers comes in. This is right around the time. So Boston won, and what was that? 08. So this is like 2010. So this is when Big Baby is there now. You know, Boston's like meeting the Lakers, but they lost to the Lakers.
Right.
So Doc comes in, and the first thing I noticed is like, and out here, people got a little kind of a small little notion about Austin. Like Austin he was definitely him. No, nobody can ever say that. But Austin kind of, like I said, he's kind of known to be a little bit of an a-hole. You know, like the entitledness, kind of.
He's a Duke kid, as I mentioned earlier. It made sense when he went to Duke.
And his dad is Doc Rivers, and we're in Winter Park, and I'm the best player at Winter Park High School.
Yes.
And this is just my shit. So, like, even though Brandon was the number one, and I'll never forget, it was one play where Austin got, like, grabbed by the neck. And Austin's like, don't fucking grab my neck. And he's going off, and you got Doc sitting there. So, obviously, dude's, like, not finna try Austin in front of Doc. Man, Doc lit into Austin. Man, cut it out with that. Like, Doc snapped, like, he walks in the gym all, you know, Mr. Doc Rivers PR mode. Man, I seen the Chicago nigga come out of my boy. And then he went one by one and he stopped the practice and broke down to each player what your role is going to be, what you need to work on, what you need to cut out of your game. He told Austin, all that crying and bitching ain't going to get you nowhere. You're going to go to Duke, Coach K ain't going to play that. I think Doc is really – he wanted them to go to Coach K and get humbled. I think if it's up to Doc, Austin probably would have stayed in school. I like just hearing the way Doc spoke to him. But he broke it down, and that was the first time me sitting there and, like, Austin's my age, and I'm sitting there watching them practice. Like I told you, I realized his levels in basketball early. So I'm sitting there and I'm listening, and just how he was able to break it down, and he spent the time really individually with each kid. And he went into detail, like telling like Big Baby, yeah, he's coming on. Yeah, he's playing well. He fall in love with his jumper too much. You know what I'm saying? He focused on numbers so he can get paid. And we about to get rid of him. Next thing you know, Big Baby got traded to Orlando. Doc called it out. Doc called out Rondo. You know what I'm saying? Like really, if you like, he told the guards, go watch Rondo. That was in 2010. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like seeing Doc having both sides, seeing Doc showing up to the gym and you know the aura that was with him, but still seeing him like in a snap of the fingers, just snapping to Chicago Doc Rivers. Like, nah, I'm gonna tell you, my homie, his dad followed Doc every NBA team. He's like, nah, I'm riding with Doc. Like, even like my homies, like they still could contact Doc. So it's like knowing the truth about it, I see why players like either love him or you hate him, because either you cut from that or either you not. But like one thing about Doc, like it or love it, he a real nigga. Like he is a real one. Whatever your homie told you and heard, I seen it in NBA fresh off a title coming to the gym, like cussing these niggas out. Like he was, the way he talked to Austin in front of everybody in there, everybody was like, good. Like, yes. Like they thought it was gonna be opposite. You know what I'm saying? Like he was gonna go in there and defend them. So yeah, it was like,
look, again, I mess with Doc. I'm just simply saying, unfortunately, Doc has been a part of some of the worst play. Look, Ross, we always say players in the NBA make their money in the playoffs. That's where you make your name. That's where you make your legacy. And unfortunately for Doc, in the playoffs is where he's had his most failures. All those numbers you gave me sound great during the regular season. Come playoff time, it gets iffy. Like we've seen him lose in Orlando. We've seen him lose with the Clippers. We've seen him have success with the Celtics. They won the one chip, but everywhere else, it like, I mean, he's not even making deep runs.
so based on off of who you think, you just think it should be about 10 coaches in the Hall of Fame and that's it. Nobody else would work. Because I mean your bar is so high.
Well, I love you said that, because that's my thing is, what's the bar for coaches in the Hall of Fame? Like that's what I'm saying. Like, is it the Hall of because the problem is, well, I think where they're setting the bar at, that's a bar, in my opinion, of very good. And is like, bruh, look, again, I'm in my college's Hall of Fame, and I like, that was never my goal. That was never like a thing that I thought I would like do. But based on that school and what had happened and like the numbers, when I looked at the number, like, oh shit, yeah, I deserve to be there based on like all the information. So there has to be a standard, is what I'm saying. And if the standard is just winning a bunch of regular season games, we've never judged the NBA that way. That's not the way that we judge the NBA. That's not.
And I'm
coaches get fired for that, Ross.
And I'm looking, and you brought up a name, Mike Brown, based off of what he's doing. Yeah, he's on his way to the Hall of Fame. I mean, I think it's a lot.
Let me give you a name. Hold on, before you go, let me give you a name. I know Mike Brown just won with him, but how about the coach that the Knicks just recently had? Is he a Hall of Famer?
Thibodeau.
How about Tibbs? Is Tibbs a Hall of Famer?
I'm looking at Tibbs. No, I don't think so.
Why not?
Let me pull up Tibbs might. Tibbs might.
He won as an assistant, didn't he?
I'm looking. Tibbs got.
He was an assistant in Boston.
Well, no, Tibbs ain't. Tibbs only coached 998 games, so he didn't coach 1,000 games, and he's 57%. I think a lot of it has to do with the number of games you coach. And then
let me ask you this. Okay, let me ask you this, Ross, and be honest.
Like Ty Lue, if he keeps coaching, Ty Lue is on his way. We know Spoelstra.
Why? Hold on. Why is Ty? And again, I like Ty Lue. Shout out to Nebraska. You bout it.
He has his ring.
But that ring is LeBron. It has nothing to do with him.
But
like, what has he done post LeBron? What has he done post LeBron?
He wins 58% of his games.
No, we're talking about playoffs. Post LeBron. How many conference finals has he played in post LeBron?
Hey, that's another question.
And this is what I'm saying, bro. Like, and I don't want to seem like I'm just hating on quote unquote brothers. That's why I brought up Tibbs, because I do think Ty Lue is a decent coach. I don't think Ty Lue's a Hall of Fame coach.
Steve Kerr, Hall of Fame. Got to.
Well, Steve Kerr, I mean, again, if NBA MVPs mean anything, Steve Kerr has to be a Hall of Famer.
And he wins 63%.
Like, yeah. I mean, like the NBA put themselves in the corner by giving this man back-to-back MVPs. Like, not only 2 MVPs, Raw, they gave him back-to-back in a league in which Kobe, Shaq, Dirk Nowitzki was killing at that time. Kevin Garnett was doing his thing. Best power forward of all time, Tim Duncan.
No, not Steve Nash. Steve Kerr. Warriors.
Oh, I thought he's not already a Hall of Famer.
I'm talking about coach.
What you mean? Hold on. I thought
it's Steve Kerr, a Hall of Fame coach.
Ross, Steve Kerr has 4 NBA championships as a coach. Yes.
So that's I'm looking at win percentages. These guys are in that same category.
Like, yeah, but here's the problem, though, Ross. You're looking at the regular season. I'm talking in the NBA. That's my point. In the NBA, we only look at playoffs in the NBA. That's what we look at in the NBA.
Hold on. So y'all get mad at us for ring culture because we only look at rings. But now for coaches, we're saying we only judging them for the playoffs.
Well, Ross, all those coaches that you're talking about, all those guys have been fired multiple times. With all those wins, they all get fired. So why they get fired? Talk to me.
Every coach is gonna get fired, like, because it's not a forever get. Like that's what I'm saying. That's setting like an unrealistic bar.
It's Mark Few ain't got. Hold on, Mark Few ain't got fired yet.
That's a select few are gonna stay where they go. Like Phil Jackson got fired before. Phil Jackson got fired before.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna get fired. Like switching to different, like that's why I named some of them other coaches. Steve Kerr might get fired next year if the Warriors bad again. Like what are we talking about?
Okay. Great. I would fire Steve Kerr now personally.
That's what I'm saying. Let's finish up with this list, though. Before we get to Amari, what do you think about Joey Crawford being in there?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a fan of officials being like inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'm just like, I don't know which what makes an official Hall of Fame. Like, I'm just confused. Like, they should have a separate Hall of Fame, in my opinion. They should have a referee Hall of Fame. Like, it shouldn't be the same. Like, I don't need to hear Joey Crawford talk at the same Hall of Fame that Candace Parker and all these players talk at. Like, Joey Crawford, you need to talk at something totally different, in my opinion.
And when did, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, referees, like, we hate the refs. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to a couple of Tony Brothers and a couple of them, like, you get
what's the one that look like Gucci Mane? Who the one that look like Gucci Mane?
Shout out my boy Gucci Mane. I think it's Mark Davis, the light-skinned dude.
Yeah, shout out to Mark Davis too.
You get to know the refs, but it's like we don't even like the refs enough to just like, what are we honoring Joey Crawford for?
Yeah, like, I have no because he refed a bunch of finals games. Okay, what does that mean?
Like, he messed up just like the rest of the refs. They all missed calls. Like what? I don't know. That was a little weird. But
we can definitely tell the story of basketball without ever mentioning Joey Crawford.
Exactly.
So, yeah. But let's go to Amari Stoudemire, though. Amari Stoudemire, he's on Team Small Hat. He's went full Jewish. He talked about his Jewish faith in his speech. Amari is interesting for me because I personally, Ross, because he came from, excuse me, out of high school. He has no college career to speak of. I thought Amari was one of those guys who might linger in purgatory in terms of like potential Hall of Fame resumes, because 6 NBA All-Star teams, 1 first team, 4 second teams, Rookie of the Year, and that's it. And it's like, I feel like that is like so, like you're right on the borderline of Hall of Fame.
The only thing I could think of, Amari finishing his career averaging 19-8 is pretty good. 19-8 over your career. He played 14 years, so he still, played long enough.
But see, here's why that's not fair though, Ross. Because y'all say he finished 19-8 for his career, but that's his NBA career. He kept playing after that, Ross. And I think some of those things helped get him in there. Because he is all, when you go to his wiki, they say he's a 2-time Israel Basketball Premier League champion. They say he is a Israel Basketball Premier Finals MVP. They say he's a 2-time Israel Basketball Premier League All-Star. And they say he's an Israel Cup winner and an Israel Cup winner MVP. So all of those things apparently were factored in. So you can't say, right, only played X amount of years, because technically he played till 2020.
Yeah, so his numbers were actually better in the league than it was in Europe. I'm looking.
And that's my point. So he got these additional accomplishments, but we stop his career NBA stats and say, oh, his career NBA stats are 19-8. Yeah, but he kept playing after that, and those other playing numbers helped put him in the hall. Because let me ask you this, Ross. Does 6? I think it's close, because you're talking about a guy who's a six All-Stars and 5 All-NBAs. I think that's the definition of borderline, in my opinion. I think that's like
5 All-NBAs might have been the icing on the cake.
Okay. And look, I got no problem with it. I think if you're saying that, like, hey, because he only made 1 first team, but he did make 4 second teams. So if we're saying, hey, he made 5 All-NBA teams, he's on the squad, I'm with that. Trust me, I'm with it. Because I do put more stake, obviously, in All-NBAs than anything else.
Yeah.
And I always make this argument to you, Ross. I'm old enough to remember what he was doing to Tim Duncan in the playoffs was so bad. I vividly remember Tim Duncan contemplating retirement and being like, yo, I just can't guard, dude. I need to get up out of here. Luckily for him,
athletic. It was too.
Tim Duncan was getting ready to get up out of here. And then all of a sudden it went to shit in Phoenix, and Tim Duncan was able to stay on with the Spurs and win a couple more chips. But Tim Duncan was on his way. Like, Stoudemire had Tim Duncan's number. Tim Duncan never played well against Stoudemire. I'm not saying like an individual game. I'm saying like over the course of a series, Stoudemire always outplayed Tim Duncan. He was bigger. He wasn't bigger, but he was just like faster, stronger. He shot better. He was just like they say in boxing or MMA, styles make fights. He was the perfect worst style for Tim Duncan.
Yeah, he might have individually like matched up with Tim Duncan the best, as far as making Tim Duncan have to really guard like that. That might,
because he could really shoot the jumper. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was fine with taking that jumper. He was cool with that.
That might have been the best matchup for Tim Duncan at that time. Because I remember, as good as KG was, Duncan used to kind of do it to KG.
Yeah, KG played well again. Like they both played well, but to your point, I always felt like Duncan kind of got the better of those matchups.
Right.
Stoudemire, for whatever reason, I think it was just his quickness and like getting the ball and just like making a move. Like, Stoudemire always seemed like he got the better of Duncan.
Yeah. So I'm looking, yeah. I mean, if you look at the years, and a lot of people, so that AAU team that I was talking to you about, shout out Amari. Actually, Amari is the one who started the big AAU team out here that Austin and all these guys played on. So before each one teach one that everybody knows now, it was Team Stat, which was Amari, standing tall and talented. That's Amari Stat. So Amari being an Orlando kid, we hear the stories. Like it's dope to just the story of him just being a freak athlete and kind of like coming from a rough situation, just blundering up to the draft. And then, by his third year, Amari's averaging 26 in the league. Like,
Crazy.
you know what I'm saying?
Out of
Crazy.
high school.
Yeah, out of high school. So at 21, he's averaging 26. And that's among the Tim Duncan, the Kevin Garnett's, the Shaqs.
The
Like,
Chris
just
Webbers.
was the all NBA teams.
You got
Shaq, Duncan, Dirk. You had KG and Amari. Those were the all NBA bigs at that time.
and I'm saying, like, you got Chris Webber out there, you got Dirk out there, you got Chris Bosh out there, you got, what I'm saying, it's a lot. You got
See,
Rasheed Wallace out there. You got like
ain't
you got a
on
lot of, yeah, you got bigs that can like flat out play. And bro, like when Amari came into his own, like Pau Gasol, no answers for Amari Stoudemire. Because me, I'm a Kobe guy at that time. Pause. So I'm watching all those Kobe, Laker versus Suns matchups, and even when the Lakers got, what I'm saying, okay, so now we got a big behind us, right? So we got Andrew Bynum back there, and so now we gonna put Pau Gasol at the power forward. Pau Gasol couldn't guard Amari, fam.
yeah.
Amari was killing Pau Gasol. Like Zach Randolph, good player, man, strong, tough. Zach Randolph had no chance with Amari Stoudemire. Like these other power forward, like KG was a good matchup for Amari, but like the rest of these guys, they just couldn't match up with him, bro. He was too quick off the dribble, and he was playing with at that time, right? He was playing with Steve Nash, who they were the best pick and roll post Karl Malone and John Stockton. Like when you talk about a pick and roll tandem, Ross, you go John Stockton, Karl Malone, you go Steve Nash, and Amari Stoudemire. I don't even know where you go after that.
I would say probably Tony and Tim. Tony and Tim. Nah. Rondo and KG.
They ain't really running a lot of pick and roll.
It was more pick and pop.
Yeah, you got to think at that time. First of all, on that Celtics team, right? In terms of scoring, Paul Pierce is the number one scorer.
That's good. Best pick and rolls.
I mean, I would put. I'm gonna tell you what a combination I would put in there. I would put.
Ooh,
I would
Jake
put.
and Mark.
Yes.
That was
yes.
nice.
And I would also put Darren Williams and Boozer in there. They had a good pick and roll combo.
Would he roll or would he pop?
Boozer would pop, but because of the pop, Boozer was good from like 15 to 18 feet hitting that jumper.
D-Rose and Boozer might have been better.
You said who?
D-Rose and Boozer.
Wow, that's good. Wow.
Because Boozer's that open jumper was even more because you had D-Rose coming downhill.
You might be right. No, you might be right. Yeah, you might be right.
Back to the paint, and you just would live.
Be right. You might be right. And D Rose could also go pick and roll with
Kim.
Not Joe Kim. What's the other one?
Luau.
Nah. My boy. God dang, what's his name, bro? bald head, light skin.
Boozer.
Nah.
Oh,
You gonna
Taj Gibson.
Taj Gibson. Yeah, Taj
Taj,
Gibson. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Hey,
Taj
that
Gibson,
one was really good. That was a good pick and pop right there.
I'm saying, because when Taj Gibson roll, you can throw that thing up. He gonna
Early
go get
Taj
it.
Gibson too. But the thing with Boozer and even
Boozer
Amari,
was a great pick and pop big.
but even Amari, once he got to that point and developed that jumper, once he really knocked down that free throw extended, like a step in from the three, uh, like Steve Nash and him, because that was the like Steve Nash could hit it, but he wasn't like Steve Nash wasn't trying to give you 40. So
Yeah,
I'm
he was
looking,
an aggressive point guard.
yeah, I'm looking even this year that I'm talking about, Amari averaging 26 his third year. This is the year where Steve Nash won MVP. But Amari was really scoring all the points. You know, he
And that's
averaged
the thing.
26. But it's like, so you would sag, and now Amari stepping out hitting that jumper, and he
Yeah.
can go and roll and dunk on everybody.
Not
And it's
only dunk on you, but like people forget he was in the NBA dunk contest. Like Amari had bounce. It wasn't like it was like some regular, like we throwing it wherever. Like when he rolls, we just throwing it up. He gonna go get it from wherever.
but I'm looking, if you really like just to appreciate his career, because we gotta hate on it a little bit. And I would have never just thought Amari Stoudemire had an NBA career. But when you a Hall of Fame NBA career. But when you break it down, so second year he averaged 21, third year he averaged 26. He gets hurt his fourth year, he only plays 3 games. He come back, he averaged 20. That sixth year, he averaged 25. He was sixth in MVP vote. He averaged 25. That was the year where Phoenix was really good that year. Phoenix that was '08. So Phoenix ended up, okay, if you remember, they had a really good record and they got the Spurs in the first round. They end up getting upset by the Spurs in the first round.
This is my problem with D'Antoni. This is my issue. This is my D'Antoni issues, right? This
That
we
was
go back to
Grant
that.
Hill on Phoenix. So that was Amari, Steve Nash, Sean Marion, Raja Bell, Grant Hill, Barbosa, Shaq. That was
Come on, man. We got to figure it out.
yeah. You got to get out of the first round. You have to.
You got to figure that thing out, and that's what I'm saying. So,
You had all the talent.
but
So
I'll
yeah,
say this though to Amari Stoudemire, I do think that like 5 All NBA teams is probably a good litmus test for you being a Hall of Famer.
yeah, because I'm looking at it.
Now,
Everybody who's that many is
hold on, Ross. Let me ask you this question though. What say you if somebody makes 5 third team All NBAs? Is that enough to make them a Hall of Famer?
it depends on what else. But I'm looking at the All NBA's list. That is about the number where
Yeah, you
everybody.
make it right.
Yeah,
Like
you
that
get to
5
five,
number.
okay, is Chris Webber a Hall of Famer? Chris Webber,
He's already in the Hall of Fame.
and that's what I'm saying. Chris Webber,
But you got to talk about with Chris. He got the college. Amari don't, but Chris got the college.
because Chris Webber averages the same.
But he got. That's what I'm saying. Like Chris, I think what puts him over the
Blake
top.
Griffin, a Hall of Famer.
Without knowing any of his numbers, I would say yes. But I don't know any of his numbers.
Same exact numbers: 19 and 8 over his career, 5 All NBAs, 6 All Stars.
So yeah, I would say Blake Griffin's a Hall of Fame.
That's so it's right about right, yeah.
So yes, I'm saying I think 5 All NBAs makes you a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, is LaMarcus Aldridge a Hall of Famer?
That's interesting. I don't know what any of his numbers are. Wow.
19
I
and
think
8.
so. So let me say this: he
All
should
NBA.
definitely He should definitely have his jersey retired by the Portland Trailblazers. Is he a Hall of Famer? Wow.
Yeah, he got 7 All NBAs.
Wow. Does he?
Let me see. Hold on. 7 All Stars. I'm sorry. 5
Okay.
All NBAs.
Okay. Okay. He's a Hall of Famer. Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
19 and 8 over his career.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. Like in my brain, he was like right there on. But like you talk about 7 All Stars, 5 All NBAs. There you go.
5 All NBAs.
Yeah, like 5 is the magic number apparently.
Like that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's kind of Paul George.
Yeah, I think Paul George is gonna have to be a Hall of Famer because all these kids is gonna cry because they got him as their GOAT, so he got to be in the Hall.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you this, Rob. Let's end on this note tonight. I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day. We was talking about NBA players, and unfortunately for your man D Wade, when we go back and we start talking about basketball and two guards, unfortunately for your homeboy D Wade, bro, it ain't gonna look good moving forward. He gonna be moved down really far on that list in the next 10 to 15 years.
why?
Well, because
Come on.
whenever he retires, James Harden is gonna be in front of him.
No,
Yes.
bro. We
Yes.
had this argument last year with Pat Bev tried that. It's no with James Harden. James Harden solidified himself with another playoff show.
Ross,
We're no longer.
The man has a regular season MVP. So now you don't like the regular season now. So do you like the regular season or don't? Because you gave me a bunch of coaches' regular season number. This man got a regular season MVP.
Dwayne Wade regular seasons ain't too shabby either though.
He ain't got no MVP. I don't want to hit you with the beatbox. He ain't got no MVP. That's a fact.
And James Harden don't have no all defensive teams.
I don't give a damn. I don't play defense. I got an MVP.
Okay.
And y'all and you told me you don't care about defensive teams because you told me you don't value that from Chris Paul. So you can't even use that.
Okay, James. Who else?
Anthony Edwards is going to be over him with this trajectory.
Stop it.
With his trajectory, Ross, Anthony Edwards is probably going to finish with like 9 All NBA teams, 10 or 11 All NBA teams.
Stop it, bro.
Anthony Edwards is going to finish over him. It's possible that Donovan Mitchell finishes over him with more All NBA teams.
And now you just talking shit.
Ross.
How many you think Dwayne Wade have? How many you think Dwayne Wade have?
All NBA teams?
Yeah.
Like 8 or 9.
Okay, that's so you think?
Yeah. I'm telling you, Devin Booker is gonna have more than that.
No, he's not.
Okay, how many Devin Booker got right now? Watch this.
2.
2 what?
All NBAs.
Okay, so maybe Devin Booker won't get there.
But not be another one.
Okay, but Anthony Edwards will.
Now Donovan got 3.
Anthony Edwards gonna get more.
6, 7. Ant has 2. That's Ant don't play.
How many does D Wade have?
8.
Okay, so we got some
Ant
work to do.
don't play enough games. Ant got to play enough games to qualify.
Bro. Listen, I'm just telling you. I think in the next 10 years, it's gonna be clear that we're no longer gonna be saying D Wade's a top. He ain't even gonna be in the top 5 2 guards.
So your conversation is more about if we're using all NBAs as the metric. A lot of these young kids are going to be knocking people down off the list.
Well, we got to use because like the problem with some of these guys is going to be that like they don't have NBA MVPs. So like when you talk about like I don't know why y'all hate Iverson. Y'all hate Y'all hate Iverson as a 2 guard. I don't know me. See, me, I got Iverson above D Wade as a 2 guard. Y'all don't, which is weird to me. But
No,
like that's just y'all,
no,
right?
I got Iverson out of all them niggas you named with no ring. I got Iverson at the top.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I got Iverson over D Wade as a 2 guard, and you don't. That's my problem.
See, but I don't know if I really consider Iverson 1 or 2 or whatever. I
I'm
just
gonna
say
tell you, he's a 2 guard because Eric Snow started at point guard, so he's the 2 guard. I can help you out on that.
James Harden's a point guard then because he started at point guard.
No, because and he's also started at 2 guard.
The majority of his career, he started at point guard.
Okay, well let's take James Harden off the board. Well, we still got a bunch of guys that we finna put over your man D Wade.
That's how you get them, y'all. See.
Listen, I'm fine. Listen,
hey, listen, where's your Houston stuff, bro? You ain't fooling nobody, bro. I know what you're doing, bro. You trying to throw a little backwards. So this also what he does, y'all. He used the people he really don't like in the argument. So like now he trying to use James Harden to build up.
Shout out to Jimmy Harden.
Wait, where he is not a James Harden fan at all. So it's a little secret hate going on. Like he don't know if he want to hate on James Harden because he don't like Dwayne Wade, or if he want to use James Harden just to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you funny, man.
Shout out to Jimmy Harden, man. Shout out to Jimmy. We ain't even get to no NFL tonight, man. We got to go full NFL on Thursday. Let's get up out here for tonight, man. I'm tapping in on Thursday. I'm going full hard body NFL. What is Shador doing in the preseason? He out here throwing crazy picks. Let's go, man. We out of here. Peace, y'all.